Hello and welcome to It's Your Health. It's Valentine's Day, and I have got the perfect guy's guide to help you make sense of all of the complicated love relationships. We've got the wonderful Robert Manny. Hello, Robert. Welcome to It's Your Health.
Hello, Lisa, and thanks for having me on the show. I'm a big fan, and I love
Oh,
all the good things you're doing and all the positive messaging you're getting out there. So any way I can help, here I am.
oh, you're so sweet. Well, I'm a fan of yours as well. I love the Guys Guide to Love. Tell us about this great novel.
Well, it is a novel. A lot of people think it's a guidebook per
Yeah.
se, and my inspiration was really to use the power of story to help kind of bring the chasm between men and women closer together, because it seems like even with the more technology we have, it seems like men and women are going on different paths. You see, women are finally getting recognized for all of their achievements, long overdue, whereas a lot of guys are kind of getting lost. You've got young men who they don't have a lot of role models,
Mm-hmm.
and I always like to say that they're caught somewhere between manscaping and the MMA. So we really need to help the young guys out. And then middle-aged guys are running the risk of being entered into Jurassic Park, because a lot of us are forgetting about them and figure that they're set in their ways and that's it. But there's a lot of good things about men, and every woman that I know really is rooting and hoping for men to, shall I say, make a comeback and really be men. So one of my inspirations for the novel was to write about two guys in New York competing for love, sex, power, and money, and it's kind of like a male Sex in the City,
Yeah, that's what I
except
thought.
for
Mm-hmm.
our guys in the novel. They don't sit around drinking Cosmos. They kind of behave like men behave, and it's very honest and warts and all, if you will. But the news isn't so bad, and it's a book for women about men, and everybody seems to enjoy it. Women like it because they're curious about men up to a certain point, and the men that I know, particularly middle-aged men, say, "Hey, you know what? You finally wrote something for us." So I'm very pleased, and I really want to make this a positive endeavor. And so far, it's going really well. So thanks for having me on again.
Oh, I'm so glad. Now, Robert, in your opinion, what exactly is a guy's guy?
Simply stated, a guy's guy is a contemporary man's man, but with a nod to a return to casual confidence and kind of a seductive integrity of a classic male, but updated to reflect the belief that everybody wins when men and women can be at their best. So a
Mm.
guy's guy is not chauvinistic. He not only recognizes women's long overdue recognition for their achievements, but a guy's guy really celebrates that and sees it as a win-win situation.
Oh, I love that. All right, so let's talk about this Valentine's Day. One of my complaints about Valentine's Day is that, and I'm sorry, gals, but I just feel like some women expect too much. Where I think like they're upset even if they've got a great guy, if you didn't give them quite the right gift. And I just think you should be grateful that you're in a healthy, loving relationship if that's what you have. And I'm a real simple kind of girl, so what do you think about
Well,
that?
you sound like my type of
Yeah,
girl, but I'm married. But
yeah, me too.
and she's my type of girl too, because she's
Yeah,
totally cool about it. But I
yeah,
think you're right. I think just in general, along with other holidays, they've become so commercialized. And if
yes,
I could describe Valentine's Day in one word for both men and women, it's pressure. And it doesn't
definitely.
have to be that way. I think we're in three different types of situations. One, if you're single, whether you're a male or a female, Valentine's Day is a great night to go out with your friends and meet other people, because believe me, as you know, Lisa, there's lots of single people out there, and they want to have fun, and they want to hook up, and they want to meet somebody they can get into a relationship with. And Valentine's Day, really, if you go out to the bars and clubs and just mingle, it's a great time to do that. So that's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, I really believe that the key to making Valentine's Day, kind of turning it into a positive, is to personalize it. A lot of guys have trouble with Valentine's Day because they go out, they go to Victoria's Secret or whatever, they try to figure out what cup size their girlfriend has, and it's totally uncomfortable. And you've
Yes,
seen these guys
I have
walking
seen
around
those
looking
guys.
lost, and they're so embarrassed. But it doesn't have to be that way. My advice to guys is, if you're in a new relationship and you really haven't been too intimate yet, don't buy her lingerie. Maybe I'm going against the grain, but I think a lot of guys think that, hey, if I buy her lingerie, then I'm going to get the show, and
Mhm.
that'll be, the tipping point. I would say do something personal instead, and that could be as simple as do an event together, like go to a sake tasting, take her
Oh,
to a Broadway show or to an event, something
that
that she
sounds
had
fun.
mentioned in passing that might not be your cup of tea particularly. Show her the details that you really care about her, and that could be even you get her a card and you personalize it. You write a note about why you want to get to know her more. Women are very different than men and far superior in that they pay attention. And they
Mhm.
pay attention to details, and they know that when a guy makes even the slightest effort, they will acknowledge that because they know that a lot of men are not very adept at expressing their feelings or romancing, and women are far better at it. And I think if you take just a couple of steps, women will acknowledge you. The third area is if you're in a current relationship and you want to keep the fires burning, okay, jewelry, chocolate, flowers are always welcomed. But if you give jewelry, inscribe it. I remember one of my past girlfriends, she got me a silver chain with a pendant on it, and she inscribed it in the back, and it said, "Love Slave." And it was a joke, but she was marking her territory, and it was a great gift, and it was nice. And nobody saw the inscription except if you flip it over. And
Ah.
she did mark her territory. And of course, my next girlfriend immediately checked it out and took it off. But the point was, it was a personalized message, and it was something that showed that she had taken that extra step. And I think couples need to do that.
I really do. It's important. Now, let's say you go on a first date and Valentine's Day or not, and you just have a great time. I know you have some must do's to get that second date.
Well, I think what you need to do is one, you have to tuck the iPhone into your jacket and leave it
Yes,
there. Number
definitely.
one. Number two, when you set up the date, call her up and don't text. Don't set up dates by texting.
Mhm.
And I think keep the first date. I always say keep the first date short if you really haven't spent any time with this person. And you have a cocktail or whatever type of beverage, and maybe have another one. And then if things are going great, well, maybe you have appetizers or something, and that's it. And then you call it a night, and that'll set up some anticipation. You don't have to do everything the first night. A lot of people they want to have sex on the first date nowadays, and I understand that. My rule is whatever works,
Oh,
whatever feels
sure.
right.
I agree.
However, that sets up a lot of potential pitfalls also because how do you top that?
Yeah.
Um, so keep it short, keep it sweet, and then at the end of the date, well, first of all, the guy should pay. If you ask a woman out, pay for that date.
Okay.
No questions asked. Two, get her a cab afterwards or drive her home or whatever, but make sure she gets home safely. And then the next day, you can send her a text then or give her a call or send her an email and just say you had a really nice time and you look forward to seeing her again. As simple as that. It's just being a gentleman.
Yeah,
I
I
think that
agree.
always works.
Well, it's funny about the sex on the first date. When I was single, and I always had the philosophy, as long as you're being safe and you're not cheating on anyone, you can do what you want. And that's pretty much how I feel. But the problem is I would end up in relationships with guys that I didn't really know. Right. And then I'm like, I don't really like him very much. But I've already had sex with him and now we're together. And I think that's where you have to be careful.
Yeah, that's a great point, Lisa. And the whole thing with sex is also even for Valentine's Day. I mean, chocolate's great, candy's great, jewelry's great, flowers are great. If you're in the right situation, lingerie's great. And then if you want to really have fun with your partner,
Hmm.
there's all types of toys and lotions and
Oh,
all this
yeah.
stuff. And for men, there's the pressure. So for guys, you've got the little blue pill and everything else in case you need that. And now I've even read because men have this, I think it's called an arousal gap where guys get excited faster than women do, and you have to wait for the woman to catch up. And a lot of
Yeah.
guys can go wee wee, and then oops. And there's actually products out for that now. I
Oh,
read about this
cool.
one Promescent where basically it helps guys, continue to deliver in bed longer. So, I mean, there's everything out there with a bottom line of help to satisfy the woman. Make your
Hmm.
partner, whether you're a man or a woman, make your partner the priority on Valentine's Day and really for any other date. And if you do that, you'll be paid back in spades because it's all about giving. Love is about giving. And so my advice is think of the other person. And what better day to do that than Valentine's Day, which is the apex of love in our pop culture, if you will.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you've got a very lucky wife because it sounds like, you're a great guy, and she must
Well, I
appreciate
lucked
all
out.
your stuff that you do for her.
Well, we went out 3 times when we met. She likes to say she found me online. She went on one of the sites and she took
Oh,
the trial membership, and I was the only person that she ended up meeting, and we ended up getting married a year and a
oh,
half later, which is amazing. And I wasn't, I'd been single for so long that I'd go to a family reunion, and nobody even asked me when are you going to get married. So it was that type of thing. But we'd gone out on 3 dates, and on the 3rd date, I said, you know what? I had such a great time with you. What do I need to do to be a good boyfriend? And she said, pay attention. And I said, anything else? She said, no. And the light bulb went off, lit up, and that was it. And I got to tell you, every time I have a question about a relationship issue, I always go back to that. And you know what? Women pay attention, sometimes too much, and men don't pay attention enough. And if we meet kind of halfway, everybody can be happy. And that's really healthy relationships. When you pay attention, you listen to your partner, and you want to share.
yeah, I completely agree. Well, you are welcome back anytime. I love talking with you, and I'm sure the listeners love it too. Your book is The Guy's Guide to Love. Give us your website. You have such great stuff on there.
Oh, thanks so much. Robert Manni, MANNI.com. I post a weekly blog on there, and we do also Guys Guy Radio
Yeah.
on the internet, on Blog Talk Radio every Wednesday night. But you can just, search that, and we have all the episodes archived. And Lisa, I would love to invite you to be my
I was
guest
about to say
on
I'd
my
love to.
radio show, and we can continue the discussion because it's all about making relationships better.
It's true. I was about
Thank
to
you
invite
so much.
myself on, so
I would love to have you, and thanks so much. I didn't want to put you on the spot, but you've been very kind. And, the book's The Guy's Guide to Love, and it's a novel. It's a male Sex in the City, and
it's
we're
fun.
working on a nonfiction guide now, The Guy's Guy's
good.
Guide. So a lot of
Awesome.
good things happening, and I'm so pleased to be here. And happy Valentine's Day to you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Robert.